Hey, what's up? I'm out with my face. What's up? I'm out cocked. I make games, play games, and everything in between. And it looks like we got technical difficulties. I got 30% of my frames being dropped. My Kentucky internet. What is up? It's like the internet just gets worse in Kentucky. Okay, wait. I think it's good. Okay, I think. No, it's not good. No, it is good. It is good. Oh wait, do this, hit that. %30. Man. Uno momento. We got some technical difficulties. Let's see what we have running on my computer. Everything is suddenly slower. Your stream is experiencing issues. Thank you. I find it best to try to attack the technical issues early on because then I'll just forget about them, and yeah, that's not good either. So what do we got? OBS. Buildbox. Okay. See, 2 minutes to go. So literally every minute I'm losing anywhere from 15% of my frames to 20% of my frames. Okay, so I apologize. I just want to make sure everything is good because here we got 30% of the frames dropped 2 minutes ago, and a few seconds ago 20% of the frames. So okay, let me stop the stream and lower my bitrate output, which is already pretty low. Hey, what's up, Smart Penguin? I actually saw that you came out with that video, but I tend to like chillax on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I'm gonna watch a Bolt video for sure. Because the thing with Bolt though, and let me know your thoughts because I consider you to have a lot more technical insight into Unity, is I was under the, and maybe I'm thinking Corgi, but Bolt was more for platformers and not necessarily so much hyper casual games. Hey, what's up, PinCube? I haven't published my game. I actually pushed the publishing date back a month because I'm gonna do all of August to do some kind of marketing for my game, basically. But I promise it will come out in August. And Z-Bolt asks, what is Bolt? Bolt, that's a great question. Be sure to check out Smart Penguin's YouTube video talking about Bolt. Smart Penguin knows a lot when it comes to the ins and outs between Buildbox and Unity. And yeah, I'm super curious. I've known people to use Playmaker. So there's like Bolt, Playmaker, and Corgi when it comes to Unity add-ons. I don't know the technical term, and I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I would pay any price relatively, even literally, maybe not. I wouldn't. Honestly. Whoa, shit! Almost dropped my whole computer. How's my frame rates? Is it? I think it. See, it says 2 minutes. This is not. I don't like it. 14% over the last 2 minutes. I think it's got to be my internet. Yeah, I thought Bolt was more. You're saying so? Smart Penguin says no code for Unity. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I'm super interested. I guess I would have to try it myself to see how friendly it is, and The upside to Unity is Unity just has massive growth potential, kind of like forever in terms of where the industry is. Like in the mobile industry is where Unity is, and Unity and the mobile industry are like hand in hand. Whereas in Buildbox is just like a small percentage of that, like a small percentage, like less than 5 to 10%, probably even less, of the overall output in actual mobile app games in the market. Um, yeah. So, oh, it is. Thanks, Smart Penguin. I keep getting this notification. Okay, well, because my output seems to be good, my bitrate seems to be good, um, and I, yeah, it is dropping, but it's, hold on, what happened to that? Dropped 10%, dropped over in the last. CPU usage, FPS, that looks good, that looks good. Okay, you know, I'm just not gonna, so here, let's actually do this. You can make your own nodes. I mean, Small Penguin, you're the one who's like really good at coding. Not, unfortunately, I am not. I don't know how to code. Um, so making my own nodes is, yeah, I wouldn't even know where to begin on that. But try, see if we, okay, let's go to your, here we go. So be sure, if you're curious about Bolt and Unity, definitely check out, let's get on the screen. Yeah, cool, perfect. Yeah, visual scripting. So that's definitely good to look at. I'll be sure, you know me, I'll be sure to watch it and probably take notes because yeah, I don't know. It's always good to see other options out there. You know, I've been using Buildbox for a long time, and but again, I'm not. My focus is different than other people's focus. Mine is just to like learn and play, and being able to like make a cool game with more visual aspects, because I'm a very visual person, and even like scripting gets a little intense for me. So, you know, everybody's different, and have you? I'm also curious, Smart Penguin, since you checked out Bolt. Have you ever looked into Godot? That's also something I'm curious about. That being said, I think I'm gonna definitely try to look at Bolt and these other things when I'm finished with my game. Uh, Ball Meets World. Pre-orders are available. I've only gotten 20 or so. I keep pushing back the end date, but the game play is coming along really great. I'm enjoying making levels. I think I'm actually just going really slow and taking my time and trying to like do more to do more in terms of level design and the presentation, and basically taking my time in polishing. But hey, what's up, Matt? What's up, Dante? You were looking like a bull with the headphones. Ha ha ha. I'm assuming that's a good thing. I assume I look good even when I look bad, just because I have a positive self-image. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, no, Bolt looks really cool. I'll review that video. And I'm also super curious in terms of, what are you doing, sir? Of games that have been made with Bolt. So I'll probably look into that. Today, we're gonna continue making this like Helix jump roller spin game. I spent, what was it, 3 hours? I mean, I guess it's pretty good making this last week. Oh yeah, I reconnected this start menu for the intro. I don't actually like start menus. I generally just don't even have them because I'm all about getting into the game quickly and playing the game. And where is that window so I can? There we go. Make my face smaller. There we go. And yeah, consistent. 10% of the frames dropped every 2 minutes. Whatever. Cool, thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. And for anybody interested in Unity and Bolt, which is a visual scripting language, which I guess wasn't free before, but it's free now. Be sure to go over to Smart Penguin's YouTube page to get more information. He's super knowledgeable about a lot of aspects in game development and how things are built in the back end when it comes to like making nodes, coding, and just kind of making things look cool, work well, and actually has a super really cool grappling hook, which, oh my god, I want to play with in the future, but I don't have time to play with it because I set my own schedule, and when I set my own schedule, I don't leave enough time to play with stuff. I don't know. Life is complicated. COVID's a thing. I left the house today, which was nice. I haven't done that in a week, but you know, I'm curious. How often do you guys leave the house, or am I the only one who's not leaving the house? Okay. Before I get started, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, let me know I'm doing a great job. Positive reinforcements always makes me feel good. And where are we? Okay, so and maybe I'll try to get some audio on. Oh, Zoom. I'll probably close that. That's probably slowing up my processing speed. Close that file and this and that. Keep Spotify and oh, also really good article. I should link to this. Yeah. Ketchup Copy Kings. This was posted today. Look at that. I'm on top of the news, so you're on top of the news. Ketchup Kings to copy. So Ketchup is historically just a bad publisher. I don't work with publishers. I probably will try to work with quality on the game I'm working on now. That being said, if I don't meet the metrics number, I don't care. I'm gonna publish anyways. But that's generally not how it's done in the industry. It's like you try to go for the publishing numbers, KPIs, key performance index, day 1 retention, day 7 retention. If these words, if you don't know what I'm saying, feel free to just Google, do more research. It just means you need to bridge that gap of knowledge. But this is basic common stuff developers who are making games every day and testing with publishers strive for. It's a lot, it's work, it's tedious, and hey, what's up, Devinish? 2 times a day, probably I leave. Yeah, man, keep it busy. You sound busy like me. But read this article if you. This is just good reading material. I don't know what you read before you go to bed. I like to mix it up with lit RPG, which is like a fantasy. Think novel. Think World of Warcraft, but a novel. Anyways, that's the books I like to read. Alaron King, he's amazing. But you should also read about this. And this just talks about this guy and his company and how they made this game called Perfect Pose. And then literally Ketchup 2 months later came out with something, from what I can tell, is completely legal. The mechanics of how it's legal to copy someone's mechanic is very interesting. And leave a like below if you'd like to see a video on it, because I've talked about it numerous times over the years, and people always seem to not understand it. And I think that's mainly because there's a lot of new people coming into this industry, and they're just like, if I make a game and somebody makes the exact same game, how can they do that? How is that legal? And it's complicated to say the least. But it's to keep it super simple, copying is legal. It's legal. It's the same thing as clothing, and I think clothing has a very good example. The fashion industry specifically has literally the best example of this, and the idea is to promote innovation, which I think innovation is more important than copying. Did I say that right? I think innovation is more important because it the idea of not being able to use a game mechanic that you've discovered or that someone else made into your game, but then do it completely different, that to me would totally stifle innovation. Matt Titus says, copying games is just part of the hyper-casual game. Being first to market and making your game better is key. All top 10 games will have clones. Yeah, I agree, and I think in addition, it's ingrained in the culture of not just the hyper-casual game industry, but in games, period. You look at something like Mario, which is a platformer, or any kind of like the idea of making a platformer a copyrightable offense is ridiculous. So, and it's ridiculous now because we've had 40 years of people just remaking platformers. So that idea is ridiculous, but it wasn't always ridiculous. So it's a complex issue, but it's also a simple issue. So read about this, and definitely I hope this makes you think twice if you think about working with Ketchup. I don't know. I don't work with publishers, but everything that is described in this video, in this Medium article is an insight into what it's like when working with publishers. So I think that's the coolest thing, that you can just like read an article and get a glimpse of what it's like to work with publishers on a daily basis if this was your bread and butter. So, and the article is, Ketchup, Kings to Copy, really good read, check it out. And let's get going. I haven't even thought about, I've thought about a little bit of what we're going to do today, and I think I just kind of want to build out this clone type of Helix jump game a little bit more, because I had a blast doing this. Today's Wednesday. On Monday, I knew what I wanted to do on Monday, and I was kind of able to make it happen, which just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, even though it's maybe like 50% of what I wanted. And let's see, here's what we got. And this is different than the template. Oh, I should totally mention the template, because Brave Warrior provided me this template. He was kind enough to just give them to me for free. And you don't see that kind of, you don't always see that kind of generosity in the game. I don't know, just what the game industry, or just people just helping out other developers, So quick sales pitch or whatever. Here's Brave Warriors. He's got a 5-pack bundle. There's even a special code with this live stream or with me, and it's in the description below. And I've been going through these templates because I like going through templates. I think it's interesting. I think there's a lot to learn, especially when it comes to seeing how someone else built something. Like, I know how I would build it, but how would Brave Warrior build it? And he knows how to code and do things like that. So yeah, always cool to see. And then in his template, it's more of a single tap, and the objects, and each tap rotates the cylinder in the opposite direction. Well, I used a touch move, and then that moves by touching, moving this way. You control the sphere, so it's not a tap. It's like a move. So completely, in my mind, it's a completely different game, and this doesn't work because there is a Buildbox bug that does not allow UI buttons to work on the first preview load. This is specific to Mac users. So if you use a Mac, there you go. So yeah, Matt says it is a shame that all the top 10 games have a clone. I mean, I don't know. I guess I would almost like, just to be a little devil's advocate, it's the way it is. And it's the way it's been for a while, and I guess my thought is, in the long term, I hope that things are done in such a way, like I think your spiral plate is a good example, Matt, is that eventually people will just make enough cool things that maybe it's difficult to copy directly. I don't know. It's part of the industry. Copying is a thing, and if you don't know about it, when you find out about it, it could break you. It's broken people before, and in that article, it almost broke him. So it's important to know that it's like a big thing. And like, even, I mean, I think I had a live stream and somebody straight copied a template that I gave away for free, and they're trying to sell it. So everybody's trying to make money fast, and it's not just people who are brand new to the industry. It's people who have been in the industry since the inception. So think about that. Not only are people who are brand new do this, people who have literally helped create the hyper casual industry, like Ketchup, do this. I mean, literally, Ketchup's founding game was a copy clone of a game called Threes, which is from, I mean, I guess technically I played 2048 so much more than I played the Threes game. So all good information, all good things to know. You want to know what's happening so that you can help make sure that doesn't happen to you. Alright, here's the game. You hit that, and you hit the rainbow object that will make the ball and the platforms that the ball or the player busts through change colors. And it's cool because it does that all the time, meaning I have the color change in multiple scenes. And yeah, you know what, let's just make some edits. So this is the rainbow obstacle. Move this back here. Press 2, keyboard shortcut. Oops. Oh, what's going on? Something, selecting everything. Oh, nope, delete. Okay. Not that one. So actually something like this I'm going to do. Press 1 for shortcut keys. And yeah, so right now I'm just kind of changing these. Oops. Yeah, let's do this. I'm just changing this up a little bit, and I'm going for a more fun gameplay feel. You hit here, and then you just have to watch out for the other colors. Do that on the other side like this. And we can even do this. Copy, paste. Okay, cool. That looks hot. Yeah. Oh, wait. And then, you know what? Just select this and this. Copy, paste. Cool. And I think I'm gonna do the same thing. Copy, paste, rotate that completely on the other side, and then grab this. So we got the two enemies, copy, paste, press the 2 shortcut key, and okay. So let me go ahead and we're gonna just test the first level. Make sure it looks smooth. Like that, yeah. Okay, see, that was. Alright, let's test it again. Okay. I think there's just not enough time between one area to the next, so I'm actually just gonna delete these. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get a feel. I'm trying to get a feel of everything, of how everything feels. Like, does it feel too difficult? All right, so now it kind of feels like the rainbow thing happens a little bit too much, but that's okay. Okay, so it's good to know where the start and the end is. So the start is at 4 and is at -4, which is just like kind of weird for me. You're experiencing minor issues. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's much better. Hopefully Spotify will not mess with this. This is not me, this is my brother, and we will listen to what he's to. So yeah, the feel, like, it happens all too quickly. I don't like that. I always imagine myself as the player, and as the player, the very introduction of the game, in my opinion, should be it should be ridiculously easy. Like, I should be able to go through the first 10 scenarios of just what, the columns or whatever, and not have any difficulty. The fact that I die quickly is, in my opinion, a bad kind of omen or something, because, not an omen, but like a bad case study. Because if I die quickly, then you're gonna die even faster. There's a cool saying I like to say, and I repeat it all the time, but if you make a game, you are already a master or a grandmaster at that game. So what that means is you're a grandmaster. Someone else playing it, they're a noob. They need to have an easier time at the beginning, or they will automatically have a more difficult time. So, and there is a case to be made that you want to make a game similar to like Flappy Bird, where people like it because of the difficulty, and that's a literal fair point to be made. That being said, in general, hyper casual games are like ridiculously easy, and these days people don't even like dying. So, it's my opinion that the best thing to do is understand what everyone else is doing, so that if you want to do your own thing, you at least understand that everyone else is making their games this way. It's just, and I think that's true for not just making games, but that's true in any art form, is you want to understand the basics so that you can break the basics or something like that. Like, you want to understand how things are done so that you can do your own thing. And it helps bridge the gap to doing new things and trying new things out, in my opinion. So let's get this and make it a lot easier, because it's not easy for me and it's making me feel like I don't know how to play games. Okay. So I could change the speed of the ball. So there's an option. I still have this little trail. Here, let's see if I can do that. I still have this little trail. You know what I just noticed? I don't have Smart Penguins frame per second widget in this, and I always recommend everybody to get that. So let's go ahead and grab it. I have it on my desktop somewhere. Maybe it's under S. A few screenshots here. What is it? F maybe for frames per second. Here we go. This is it. Put it like that. Let's go there. Game UI here. And this is super important, because literally the #1 question I ever hear from everybody is, how do I get a better, or I'm experiencing lag, how do I stop that? And usually by the time somebody is experiencing lag or even just slowness in Buildbox, and this is of course specific to Buildbox, is that there could be so many reasons. There's always so many reasons. The easiest way is to get rid of the shadows, and that will help. But I always recommend that you have this widget here, because it will literally show you what the frame rate per second is. And if your frame rate per second is, in my opinion, lower than 45, you need to stop everything you're doing and focus on that. Because if you continue to build your game and you have a low frame rate per second, then you're just ignoring a blatant issue that will not go away until you address it. And it's to me, it's the big one. To me, that's literally one of the most important, if not the most important. I don't know. Leave a comment if you think there is. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think is like the most important thing you want your player to experience while playing the game. And the most important thing for me is I want the player to not experience any lag, any slow frame rates. That to me is ridiculously important. And on that list, I would put, if the game crashes, also being able to save the location or save what level they're on. Because if a player, Buildbox games crash all the time, if the game crashes, or maybe I should say when, if the player loads the game back up and they have to start back at level 1, you best believe your game is deleted. Like, that's just the reality. This is hyper casual games. Not be patient with the game developer as they try to make the frame rates better and stop the game from crashing games. Nah, hyper casual, super casual. I think in that way, in that sense, I kind of do like the name hyper casual because that's so fast. Sometimes I question the name hyper casual. I just think it's like an industry term that helps define these types of games. But you know, a hyper casual game can be more in depth than what you initially see at first glance. So that's just semantics in name definitions. Where were we? This game is just going too fast. I just feel like this game is too fast, you know, and I want to slow it down. We got the frame rate, so that's good. And I think the best way to slow it down is, let's make the end bigger, longer maybe. Yeah, maybe if I make this, let's see what 10 looks like. Make all that bigger. Move it over just a tiny bit. Oh. Whoa. Typo. So I don't know if this is gonna feel any better. You know, when you're messing with feelings, you know, as a grown man, I can say it's complicated. Like I don't really understand my feelings, so I'm just trying to get a feel of how this feels. Like this, I can already tell you, as someone who does their best to be in touch with their feelings, this is so much better than what I was just playing. Like, I don't feel rushed. I feel like I can take my time. I definitely kind of want to remove some things, but it doesn't feel so rushed. I kind of want more in terms of being able to like spin like that. And why don't we do that right now? Copy, paste. Boom. So there's only one. Yeah. I get so much pleasure in being like, why don't we do this? And then boom, I just did it. Like, how cool is that? So even all of these, I'm probably just going to delete all of these and copy this level and then just do it a little bit different. So let me show you. Oh, you know what? And yeah. Well, let's test this first. Before I get carried away and talking about all the things I'm gonna do, let's do something. Oh crap. Oh, I got lucky. This game just became a lot more fun for me. Look at the frame rate. I'm like trying to look at the frame rate while, okay, cool. While playing the game, which, trust me, it's not easy. Yeah, this is great. And I kind of also want, there is a player explosion that happens, and I kind of want a debris explosion that happens, and I kind of want that to be even cooler. I feel like they just kind of fall to the ground, and I kind of want them to explode. So let's take a look at how we can do that. What debris explosion? Okay, so this looks like this is definitely an older node. The asset name is dead. So let's just go into debris cube. Nope. Dead, this one. So here, random. So here we got some color stuff going on. And it looks like basically affected asset floor. Okay. Yeah, it just kind of shows up in the world and then exists. So that's cool, but we kind of want. And I find, you know, we want to use a movement node. So we can use the move node, or we can use the jump node. I like the movement node only because it's got these things over here. I wish the jump node had it. I'm supposed to eventually, someday, maybe put in like a formal request to Buildbox to make those changes, but that just kind of feels like work to me, and I'd rather complain about it and use the move node. So here we go. So this just says move in whatever direction, and we're gonna put 0 here, and let's go ahead and put 45. So basically this is saying move anywhere between, I believe, -45 to 45 and move in that direction. So when these balls appear from the debris explosion, they shoot off, hopefully like this. Now we're gonna save it under a new file name because this is what I like to do. I like to just have new file names. It makes me feel like I'm making progress. We're gonna name it debris explosion expansion. And and this is how I do it. I'm sure everyone's got different, and I'm curious on what your saving technique is too. Do you do this? Leave a comment below, let me know. I am always curious on what other people do. And yeah, so now we're gonna save it. I was having major issues with saving in Buildbox, and I feel a little stupid because the main issue was I was trying to save while having the preview window open, and that doesn't work. Like here, I can show you, maybe it's better, but it would take me 5 minutes, and the easy solution is to just not have the preview window open when you're saving. And yeah, okay, let's test it. Go. Good. Oh, I'm amazing. I'm the man. Purple. We're definitely gonna need to switch it. Oh, there we go. That looks cool. Okay, you saw that? Way too fast, but still cool. So we're gonna move it down to 15. Let's replay it. Oh crap, I wasn't looking. Hold on. Matt says, I save all the time, but I use Unity Collab, so we send each other multiple versions daily, maybe 20. Nice, nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. My brother's a software engineer, so he's always trying to get me to use certain free software out there that lets you, that one saves automatically, 2 updates to the cloud. And since, like you said, you're collabing, since you're working with other people, sharing files, there's multiple variations, and that's the whole thing. That's literally an industry of how people save it. So that's always interesting to me. I always think that's really cool because that itself, like GitHub and how things are saved, is literally its own tech industry. And honestly, Matt, I suspect what you do is probably super the way it's done, not like most of the time. Like that's how people share. I feel like it's still a little bit too much, so I'm gonna move it to 5. Oops. Notice the frame rate dropping. Okay, see, that's not enough. I wanted to... You see that? It was just like bump. Ario, what's up? How limited is Buildbox for prototyping stuff compared to Unity and Godot? So, the question... Your question itself highlights the limitation that Buildbox has, but the thing is it's faster, in my opinion, in terms of the things you want to do. I don't think Buildbox has the, let's say, the grandness for, let's say you work with a publisher and then implementing an SDK or being able to build out 100 procedural something like that generated levels. So it always depends on what you're doing. So if you're like making a game like this, like a Helix jump or something, you can do that in hours in Buildbox. Where if you were to make something like that from scratch Buildbox and from scratch Unity, you know, if you have the same, and it also depends on your level of experience. If you have 10 years of experience using Unity, well then you can probably create a Helix jump like game in hours. But like nobody has that in Buildbox. In fact, I would say like there's only a few people who have a lot of experience in Buildbox, and even myself, I have a good 1 year experience in Buildbox 3. But yeah, so if you're talking about someone who has the same intro level experience from Buildbox and Unity, and let's hypothetically no experience or less than 5. You know what a good number is how many games have you published on the App Store? I think is a good number. So if you've published 1 to 10 games in Unity and Buildbox, like using something like Buildbox, I would say is 10x. So you can create things 10x. And the things you're testing, the way you're testing, and I'm assuming you're working with publishers because that's kind of the idea. Let me know if I'm wrong. When you're building out a game, is you're testing with publishers, you're trying to make their metrics, you're trying to make these changes, and you're just trying to get like an idea and feel of how things look and work. So I would say comparatively, it's 10 times faster if you have a similar introduction level to developing. That is my 10x. And maybe even like 50x. It kind of just all depends on what you want to do. And like by that I mean building levels out manually. Like, and if just for prototyping, I guess for prototyping, in my mind, you just make 10 levels or something, maybe even 20 levels. But even then, stuff like that, it takes time. And I haven't used, let's be fair, I haven't used Unity in years. Definitely 2015, 16, 17. No, not maybe 17. Maybe 2017. So, but Unity also has Bolt, Playmaker, and Corgi, which help create games faster, and the idea is to help make games easier, the game creation process in Unity easier. Yeah, I'm super curious about Godot. This isn't the game I'm working on right now. I'm working on another game called Ball Meets World. I've had a blast working on that game, and I actually think I'm just like being kind of lazy, not lazy, uh, hard on, just enjoying the process of having 50 levels and trying to make them a little bit better. And I was going through it, working on it today because I try to work on that every day. And I maybe have like 7 levels that I don't like, but and then I'll just completely redo those 7 levels. So let's say a good example, since you're using Godot, let's say you have a game and you're trying to remake a level for that game from scratch, and generally from completion to end of your game or of that level, let's say takes a minute, okay? Because we're talking hyper casual games here, and if you were to just start from scratch in Godot on a game that you've already made, how long would that take to remake a level? And that's just like using ideas and concepts from your other levels into a new level. Because I would say, for me, if I were just to make a brand new level in the game that I'm working on now, that can take anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour. 30 minutes. 5 minutes to 30 minutes. And that's me making something completely new. Let's say 30 minutes to make. I have 50 levels, and if I were to make a brand new level that you had never been seen before, that could take me 30 minutes to an hour. Whereas I just have been taking bits and pieces from my other levels and putting them into a new level. That could take 5 minutes. So you can see how the prototyping speed works there. Godot is awesome for 2D stuff. However, it's not really performant for 3D right now. Oh, really? Dude, muchos gracias. Thank you for telling me that, because that's that's what I'm really interested about, is that, because I don't know. I think I started making 2D games, but back before I was before I was anything, and I was just thinking and drawing the ideas of the games that I would like to make on a pen and a pad, because that's how I think everybody starts out. 3D to me was always like cool. Like, I'm not like, literally when I make games in Buildbox, like this just tickles my fancy. Just like being able to like move around in a 3D world like this and make adjustments and take this, like, check this out. Like, this is one level, and like, oh yo, I want to be clear, like, Buildbox has more problems than solutions. Like, I don't work for Buildbox, so I can say that with a smile. And I want to be clear, most of those problems are probably me. Like, most of the problems that I encounter in Buildbox, and I don't know this, I just give Buildbox the benefit of the doubt, even though I've been using it for 3 years and I've seen issues that I don't think anybody who uses Unity, Godot, Game Maker, Construct, like, I know all these and I've dabbled in them, seen them. I think Buildbox has like 10x problems, 10x issues, 10x crashes. That being said, you know, I get to move around in the 3D world, and it took me a year to. I didn't even want to try using Buildbox 3 when it came out. It took me, like, it officially came out, and it took me 6 months. It took me until somebody was struggling and prototyping. There's this game called Picker 3D, built in Unity by Relic Games, #1 on the App Store. The guy who developed that prototype, he developed in Buildbox 3, and he knew coding, so he knew how to code. and he literally took the idea. You know, we were talking about cloning. He took an idea from Voodoo and literally just added little spinny helicopter wheels at the end, which Voodoo didn't have in their game. Added it. Rolex Games. I know a lot of things. People, I don't know. People, I don't know if I should be saying these things. I hope it's okay. But people tell me things, and then I remember, and then I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But they took that game. Rolex hit them up. So anytime you publish anything to the App Store, 25 publishers are going to send you emails saying how you're so special, and they noticed your game blank, and it's usually robot spam. But I suspect maybe this wasn't, and whatever being the case, they went to somebody in Unity, had them recreate the game in Unity, and this is literally what I would do if I had a game and a publisher was like, yo, we love your game, we would like to test it. And one, I think it'd be very difficult because whatever, but if a publisher came to me and proved to me that they weren't robot spamming me, and I would spend money, recreate my game in Unity, test it, and then if it met the, actually, you know what I would do? I would test it in Buildbox first, see, you know, with game analytics and what's the other one? Facebook SDK. Ario, do you test game analytics and Facebook SDK with Godot on your 2D games? Is that a thing? I've never done it before with any of my previous. I haven't done it before with Buildbox 3, and that's because my whole style of making games, I guess, for a YouTube audience is all kind of based on a carefree attitude of just trying to learn and grow and not be so committed to trying to make get a publishing deal or something like that. I'm just trying to be more creative and fun when I learn how to do stuff. So, but if I made those numbers, then I would totally consider remaking a game in Unity and literally just paying someone cash money to make it, because I have heard horror stories of people making games in Buildbox 2 dimensions and just getting screwed over by publishers, like game getting #1, and you know, I think, I mean, I don't know how much you should be making in if your game gets #1, but I would assume it's enough to buy a Tesla. So if you're complaining and you can't buy a Tesla and you got #1, then I just think something suspicious is happening. But I could talk forever. If you like hearing about this stuff, hit a comment. Let me know you like hearing about this stuff, because it just sits in the back of my mind, and I just try to let people know when it comes up, because right now we're making this prototype game, Helix Jump. And so check this out. So these are the things that I made before, and I'm just gonna delete it. Like, I don't know how long this took me on Monday to make, but it doesn't matter because it's gone. I like the way this feels. Yo, I want a Cybertruck too. I mean, I only want a Cybertruck, Matt. Matt says he's ready for a Tesla. So yeah, him and me both. But let's be clear, I don't drive. You live in Michigan, and I would assume people drive. Do you drive, Matt? But I don't drive. I only want a Tesla if it's gonna drive me places, because I don't want to drive a steering wheel. I just don't like driving. Like, I don't know. I get anxiety when I drive. I just, like, I have a driver's license. I have a motorcycle's license. I could do stuff on an ATV, on a motorcycle dirt bike that you may not be able to. And give me a motorcycle every day of the week, even though I have a permanent disabilities, injuries. Like I have no feeling in my knee, and my shoulder dislocates occasionally when I put on a t-shirt or if I'm just like laying in bed. So these are like my motorcycle injuries. We should be clear, I have almost died multiple times. Like I think that's one of the things it's nice about being older is you have had multiple near-death experiences. It literally makes you appreciate life more. One time I had to jump off of my motorcycle because I was the motorcycle was already down on the ground. I was on a cliff in California and there was a guardrail, and I didn't know if that guardrail was like a 2-foot drop or a 200-foot drop. So I jumped off of that motorcycle, and man, that was super embarrassing. And there's reasons why I don't have a motorcycle. Dude, is your Audi a manual? My friend had a manual Audi. I just knew how to drive it. I just don't like driving. Anyways, Tesla auto drive could be cool, and that Cybertruck only looks. Ooh, yo, dude, I'm a longboarder. I like longboards. My friend has a booster board. Honestly, I feel like now, because I'm such a fragile old man who is afraid of being hit, I like the scooters nowadays. The electronic scooters I think are super cool. When I was in San Francisco, I was driving those things all over the city. I almost hit a person, but when I almost hit somebody, I don't know why this is, but I make everything look cool. Okay, so like I was about to hit somebody and I like jumped on the board and I slid. It looked like something out of a movie. In my mind, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna die and hit this person. But it looked really cool. It looked like I did it on purpose. And the guy apologized to me. It's like when you almost crash into somebody and that person's like, oh, I'm sorry. Things like this it just means you look cool when you did it, and that person had no idea that it could have been worse. I don't know. I guess I'm always surprised when people are polite, but that's probably because I lived in New York City for too long. I don't know. Focus, focus, focus. Make copies. Okay, so I go down here, select D, and that automatically copies everything. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard of, you know what's interesting, Matt? Like when I first heard of paddle shifters, I was like, ew, why not just shift manually? But now, yo, give me manual every day of the week. Like, again, I don't drive, so who knows? Okay, so I copied this level because I like the way it feels. I like what we're doing here. These changed colors, and this is the friendly obstacle, and this is the rainbow, and this is also a rainbow. And from here, we can even get rid of some of these. Okay. And then move this, copy, paste, grab the blue arrow, which is for the Z direction, move it up over here. Hot, oh, yep, look at that view. Love moving around in 3D, one of my favorite things. The definite bug here, I would say I would send it, oh, no, that's the wrong one. Okay, so we want this one, yeah. Come on, hold shift. Oh, nope. V command paste. Now hold shift. Come on. There we that's good. Okay, so this is level 2. Why select here, and then I'm able to do this. Play cooldown is when these all repeat. Play cooldown means to not play this scene again. Oh yeah, and then we're also going to be doing level completes in this. We're going to be doing something I don't usually do, which is having a level complete in the game. And I think I want to do that because honestly, I want to start doing that more in my games, because you can build out your games so much more by doing this. I initially didn't do this because the internet and the feedback from what I see was a lot of people complaining about Buildbox, and one world, not being able to have multiple levels. And so everything I did was kind of just to help show that that's not necessarily true. That being said, I think I made my case and point in multiple videos, live streams, demonstrations, that I'm trying to move forward into this kind of development. And that's just having different levels for different worlds. But we do need to go to the event observer. And then there's a lot of things I do differently when I create a level like this as well, or when I create worlds and levels like this. So let's go into the player. We need to find here, and then here we go. Menu jump. It says game over. Okay, so we're gonna go level complete. Labeling is always important, and this can get confusing because this is game over and this is menu jump. So really what's going on? And what you need to do is go to, I don't know what this is called. This is like the node map or whatever. But basically you go here. Okay. So this is game over and this is UI. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so it looks like this is specific to game over. You know what? I am not sure. And this is one of the things I guess that I am trying to always be open to is when, I mean, I didn't make this. This is a template that was provided for Brave Warrior. Super kind of him to do that. Check out the links below. But I didn't make this, so there is a UI output somewhere here, and I don't know where. And we are going to play, what? Look for the UI output? Okay. So this is set to level complete, and what we need is here, and then from here we can have event observers, and this event observer is game over. Yeah, game over, that's what we want. Okay, oh, we forgot to label it. Always good to label game over. So basically, if you get a game over in the game, the UI registers it and sends it, this one, sends it here. So we're gonna disconnect these for the moment, and let's go ahead and take this and put level complete. Let's go in here and type, oh yeah, I forgot this has this. So this is an image, so we're just gonna delete this image and just type in level complete. I feel like the text, I mean that text looks good, but the game UI has a different scoring. Hold on. Level complete. Continue. Oh, but that was a button, so let's go here. Create a navigation button, and I just put it over the whole thing because that works well. Set it to default, and cool. Let's go here. So level complete, yeah, let me go back here. So this will be next level. And this is just gonna send the player to the next level. like so. Level 1, level 2. Oh, and move this up here. So the game over UI. The game UIs can be used for all the different levels in the world. So you can use one UI and that can do everything. Okay, nice. Looks like the stream is doing good. I was totally worried. And there's a way, I've seen it in the Buildbox forums, to have one level complete UI for all the levels, and it to also auto populate like what level you're on, like level 1, 2, 3. I feel like that would take me a couple of days to just do research and try to figure out how that was, because I haven't done that in like so many months. So literally the easier way to do it is to just like copy this, and when I copy this level, like do this basically just doing it manually. And yeah, that's just one of the things you kind of have to do with Buildbox, because this is a no-code software. There's big benefits in no-code software, just as there's big drawbacks in no-code software. So that's like the give and the take. Okay, so I'm gonna try this out and grab this. And then I'm just like rotating this a little bit just to give it some more feel. Look at that. Blue, red. This gets a reaction out of me, which is what you want. Grr, an angry reaction. See the, okay. So this font is different, and I don't know why. And I am going to investigate it, because whenever something isn't doing what I want, I'm curious. So here we go. Current score points, default font. I call BS. I don't think this is the default font. HM Geek. You know how to move the camera with mouse. Do I know how to move the camera with the mouse? Yeah, man. What I do is I press spacebar. Okay, so like here I'm looking at the scene. I press spacebar. You see the hand. Pro tip: Buildbox has a bug sometimes where the hand stays. So like you can. This is me pressing the spacebar, not pressing the spacebar, pressing the spacebar, not pressing the spacebar. So I do this, then it moves my camera view of how I'm looking at it. If you're talking specifically about the camera in the gameplay, HM Geek, let me know. Otherwise, I think you're just talking about how do you view your level and how do you move what you're looking at. If you're talking about this camera over here that's in the locked position, like, I don't understand the question. You want to move that with the mouse? Like, is that the question? Because that question does not compute for me. So if you can rephrase it in another way, that would help me also answer the question, unless I've already answered the question. Okay, let's get back to it. I just kind of want to make sure these are not alike. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to get rid of the rainbow one. You know, we are on level 1. This is not level 2. Level 1 is not level 2. No, wait. Did I say that? Level 1 has one rainbow change. Yeah. That makes sense, yeah. So here I'm moving the camera around so that I can see spacebar. And you can see it. I press the spacebar every time. And you can see the little, I want to say Mickey Mouse hand glove, except it's got 5 fingers. And then, also pro tip, I press shift here. So I hold shift and it will cause that object to move in almost like a fixed position. You can see here, it's trying to do 90. It's not doing it, but you can see that it's trying to do it. And the reason it's not doing it is because we're using Buildbox, and Buildbox has bugs. But we can see it's trying to do it because I understand what it's trying to do. Oh, Command Z, Command V. Come on. There we go. That. Oh, what is going on here? Okay, copy, paste. Copy, paste. Shortcut key 1 for movement. Shortcut key 2 for rotation movement. And I want to make sure these are not the same. Yeah, they're the same. So I don't want that. Shortcut key 1. I'm holding down command to select multiple items, and then I press 2 here to shift it around like that. Look at that. So let's take a look again. See, they're still similar, even though this one has the rainbow, which is literally what defines the colors. We're gonna do this. Yeah. Take a look at this one. Oh wait, that one is literally. I don't like that. I thought I was making big changes, but I was making small changes. That's okay. Okay, and I kind of want to just keep doing that, honestly. So we just copy this, and might as well label these. What, 10? Let's go 10. Yeah, let's do 10. And then from here, yeah. I'm trying to think if I want to just make 10 different scenes right now so we can just get level 1 complete, and then that would be amazing. And yeah, let's just do that. My concern is that I want to make some kind of changes, and then I'll have 5 extra scenes here that I don't need. But I've just instantly decided I'll worry about that later. Yeah, why not? Worry about it later. That's a later problem. That's not a now problem. And that's how kids happen. Okay, 7. Just kidding, just kidding. Okay, 8. 9. Oops. 9 and 10. Okay, and save. I feel like I wish the camera was. If I put this over here. It's so tangled. Is that any better? Making screenshots for a new update, such a snooze fest. Yeah, man. I still need to update my screenshots. How long does it take you to do screenshots? Okay, let's see if we can make that angle a little better. whenever I'm taking screenshots, I always try to do them all at once because I kind of like, it's not that I hate the process of screenshots, it's just that it's with Apple. I mean, you know, with Apple, it's like very frustrating. And for me, I would always just forget like certain, I don't know if it's transparent. I think I got it down to a science now. I literally have these templates or crap, was it on Illustrator or Photoshop? But I have these templates and they're all the file size requirements for the App Store. And then I just screenshot from my game. Do you do the same thing or something similar? You take screenshots from your game? Clip HD, if you have the free version and you're making a game, are you able to switch to Pro and still have the project saved? Yeah. Clip HD, that isn't even an issue. So the issue is going the opposite direction, is if you have Pro and then you go to free. That can be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue going the other way. Because when you have Pro, you can have, from what I understand, you can have unlimited scenes and stuff like that, which I'm pretty sure because that's what I have. Maybe an hour or two. Matt says maybe an hour or two. Gotta do Android next, and I don't remember how long those take. Yeah. Like 1 hour for iOS, 1 hour for Android or Play Store. You record game with Unity with OBS, then export single frames of the video in Premiere. Ah, dude, you know how to use Premiere. I'm super good at Final Cut Pro. But I'll literally just take a picture on my phone and I should totally update my screenshots for Ball Meets World on the App Store. I don't know why I don't. I could literally make a whole live stream of it. I don't. Maybe that might be concerning because it's like things that I don't want people to see. But anyways, here we go. We got these different levels. Let's try to switch them up. Let's see. 3, 1, 2, 3 is different. 4 looks like it's the same. So let's make it a bit different. And here you can see what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make the second portion difficult and then the first portion easy. Kind of just, and you know what would also be really cool? I don't even know if I can do this, which is my favorite question, because then it's like, how do I do this? But these enemy obstacles, if we could have the enemy obstacles rotating. No, but then you can't control it because the key movement in this game is rotating the sphere. So Clip HD, thank you. I was a little worried. I'm making a game and I'm trying to get people interested. Then buy the Pro version. Yeah, dude, that's a really good plan. The biggest thing to making a game, well, there's two things. One is completing the game, and then the second thing is marketing the game. And I don't know how to market, but I am always trying so many things. Like literally even, I would say my YouTube channel was created for marketing and to help keep me consistent with doing something. Otherwise I would just 420 all day long and look out the window or something. I don't know. Is it complicated to make an account for Google Play and Apple? It's been years for me. I think it's pretty straightforward. Your biggest thing you need to know is Apple. I believe it's $99 a year. And Google Play is $29 a one-time fee, which is pretty cool. And then Google itself has this thing where you have to remember, like, it's gonna take you. I shouldn't be laughing, but it's gonna take you hours to figure out the App Store and the Play Store. I would say my first time, minimum, it was like 3 hours, 1 to 3 hours every day for a week, and I would just get so frustrated. Like now, like Matt is able to do, let's say hypothetically, iOS and App and Play Store 1 hour each. Me, I could totally do. I think my time frame is very similar in terms of just, and that's not even doing things like uploading a video. Like, did you know if you wanted to upload a video onto the App Store, you can only do this in Safari? If you didn't know that, now you do. I knew that, and I like sometimes I may do that. I'm so. So the whole process for you is, it's gonna be a process in itself, and I would even strongly recommend not even like, I mean, I guess the pro version, it sucks, man, because like 6 months ago Buildbox was ridiculously affordable, and now, to me, in my opinion, it's not. It's to the point where if I wasn't grandfathered into like a really good deal, and that's, it's also debatable. When I was first making games, I was using a developer, and I would literally just pay him $500 a month because I had a job with a lot of money, and $500 a month was nothing for me. So in that retrospect, $20 a month for Buildbox, it's $50 now, actually, I think. Comparatively, price point, it's not bad. It's just, there's so many free, amazing, good softwares out there. You gotta be like into Buildbox. Like I'm into Buildbox. So to me, it makes sense. And yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, I was talking to somebody on Monday. They released a game a month ago, and they're making $300 a day. And they did some like dope TikTok marketing stuff. So, while in my mind, being able to, let's say, make $50 a month on making games, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's totally possible. I think I'm honestly just too scared to try to make money on games. I think if I try to make money on games and I fail, I'll be like so sad I won't make games anymore or something. I think I'm secretly just trying to hold myself back from making money on games because of that. What is decor? Oh, here it is. So this is rotate. I kind of want to do random colors on this. Clip HD. I love Buildbox. Working on my game for hours a day. Dude, yeah, make sure, like, let me know what you're working on. I generally, and when you release it to the App Store, the Play Store, maybe I'll play it. I try to play games that are a little bit more developed, but I'm not gonna lie. Some weekends, I just play as many games as possible. So be sure to let me know when you're finished with it. What kind of, yeah. Yo, what's up, Zaid Gamer? Unity Visual Scripting is now free. Yeah. Special thanks, Bolt. That is actually how I began my live stream today. So this should make, yeah, that doesn't look good. I don't like that. Yeah, have you, Zaid Gamer, have you published any games using Bolt? And I should have asked Smart Penguin that too. To me, that's the real question. is have you published games? Because if like making games for fun is obviously super fun, but I don't know. I think there's something, there's like a, it makes it more real when the game is published. It, it makes it more real when you look at the analytics and you see that only 20 people have downloaded the game you've been working 2 months on. Like, and that reality, is the reflection of the truth. So you've worked on games, but you have not published any games. Zed Gamer, is that correct? So cool. Yeah, I should check it out. I should. I know Smart Penguin made a video. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Once I'm finished with the game I'm working on right now, I'll try to spend time, maybe do live streams. Most likely do live streams. I feel like live streams are a great way to get work done and talk out loud the whole time. So it's like, it's almost like cheating. But at the same time, it's also not as productive. But that's okay. It's productive in the way that I get to talk to people because I don't leave the house and COVID is a thing. And yeah, would anyone be interested if I had a Zoom hangout? Would that be a thing people would be interested? If so, leave a comment, let me know. I don't think so, but I think it's always, okay, what's going on here? Oh, so these are just the same. They're not different. Okay. Yeah, let's move these around. Oh, I was trying to think if there was like an organic way or a dynamic way to alter the settings of the obstacles. And there could be, I just did random rotation, rotate. So right now I'm trying to contemplate if I want to spend time trying to find a dynamic way to make these levels unique or do it manually. And I can tell you I did a dynamic way for the colors, which I think is great. Um, we got some more comments. The visuals clip HD says the visual scripting is hard. I'm making a skating game. The characters are birds like ducks, pigeons, etc. You start off with pigeon and a skateboard. The first would be in the city. Oh, cool. So it's like city, outside, farm, different areas where you skate. I'm adding an item shop and you'll be able to buy scooters. Impressive. I'll be honest with you, Clip HD, I don't even know how to do that. And it's weird because sometimes when it comes to doing something new, I'm like so against it. And then other times I'm like all for it. So I guess I'm just like a normal human being who can't decide things sometimes. Like I can't decide if I want to try this rotation animation or not right now. Like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna try it on a single level. Let's try it on level 10. So we'll focus on this level. And what I'm gonna do is also, in doing this, I need to make the friendly obstacles children of the parent enemy obstacles so that it causes the friendly obstacles to move. And I need to also double check that the friendly obstacles are kinematic. They look like they are. 2, let's move this down here. Cool, this will be here. Oh, maybe. Yeah, let's just try something like this. I don't even think this is a good way to do it, but I'm gonna just try it anyways. And then the enemy obstacle is up here. So this is the rotation animation. And it's actually kind of interesting, and I might try the rotate movement as well. But the rotate movement is constant, and this is specific. Zed Gamer, yes, definitely Zoom is nice. I also want to start developing live stream, but I would start with devlogs. Yeah, Zed Gamer, I mean, obviously, I think I almost have to encourage such things because I'm doing it, but I definitely found when I was working on my game, and this is literally why I'm not working on my game, is I go a lot slower because I'm trying to communicate all the things that I'm doing, because I think these videos long term, or my hope is that anybody who doesn't know Buildbox, hasn't even discovered it, and like, let's say in the future, can come to these videos and get an idea of how Buildbox works. Because, you know, when it comes to Unity, when it comes to Godot, visual scripting, construct, you know, there's just so many things out there, but there's not a lot of insight into how is it to make a game. And so it's good to explain it, and then also explaining it helps me. So let's see what this looks like. I have no idea. Yeah, so that's not good. Let's change this one to 90. Look at that frame rate, that's super bad. We need to notice that. Something's causing that, but we'll worry about that later. Alright, I'm gonna disconnect this and just see if we can, if normal. Alright, so clear issues with, oh jeez. Oh, what is that? Okay. So we are no longer doing that idea. Wait, were these all under? Yeah, they were. Were they? I don't remember. Yeah, these are all under the rotator. Okay. All right, we'll just manually make these look different. I wonder if I can just select all of them. Yeah, I think I'll do that. This is just a quick and dirty way to try to add some randomness, and then I just like spin it. Yeah. Select that green, hit like this. Cool. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually think this is a fun way to completely, like, this is for real random. I do believe a random number generator would look better than this, but I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to figure out how to randomly make these look more random. That was a horrible sentence. I don't want to randomly figure out whatever. Okay, so let's take a look at here, here. Oh, select one, easier here, here, and here. Okay, so it's the bottom four, easy. We'll do this. Cool, and then we're just gonna select the bottom. Oh, it's just for that one. tool that works. So the middle 4. Oh, sorry. More questions, or not questions, but just whatever. Chats, comments. That is so true. Oh, Clip HD. I'm young but extremely mature. Almost every year I change what I want to do in life, but I have a great feeling about this. I mean, you got to understand, Clip HD, that is the beauty of the young, is that you get to try so many things. But that's also the cool thing when you find something you really like to do. You know, whether you find something you really like to do at the age of 15 or the age of, maybe in my case, like something more like 30 something. The difference is the consistent, habitual go at it forever, if you will. You know, I used to do stand-up comedy in San Francisco, and that was like one of the cherished memory from my past. And it's cool because like I could tell you, I know comedians specifically. I guess I shouldn't say who, but like some in movies, and living in San Francisco at the time, doing comedy, because you may not be able to tell, but I'm actually a very hilarious person. But doing comedy in San Francisco, there was a saying everybody would always say, and that it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. And I've seen people I used to do comedy with at a laundromat on Jimmy Kimmel, and you know, that was like 8 years later. So, but then I've even seen people who 10 years later just go a different path. And so I guess whether you're young, whether you're old, like these things do not matter. If you find something that you want to just commit yourself to, whether a lifetime, whether 1 year, whether 10 years, and then you change your mind or do something different, like have at it. Like don't let your unknown expectations stop you, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings just trying to figure out what works best. Like I'm not gonna lie, I think for me, subconsciously, I was like, okay, let me spend 10 years, work my way up the corporate ladder to where I can like live in New York City, make 100 G's a year, doing a job that I didn't really care about, but I was pretty good at it. And after that, what do I want? And then I can tell you, for me, I didn't think, you know, if I always knew it was going to be games, then cool. But I think I always just set expectations a decade ahead of me. And then if I met those and I always met the expectations. I would have expectations 10 years. Like when I graduated from college, I was in this place called the Midwest. The iPhone wasn't even out yet. And I was like, I'm going to live in San Francisco and make money or whatever. And then 10 years later, I was doing that. And then I was like, oh, I want this. And then 10 years later, I was like, so it's always good to have your 1 year expectations, but I strongly recommend to side by side have like a 5 to 10 year expectation with that, because these two polar opposites are like they'll help balance your reality in whether or not you want to pursue something else or keep with what you're doing. Like there is no right or wrong answer in terms of anything. So let's see, Zader, that's so true. I just try everything possible at the moment. Any idea I get, I now try to implement on the most basic format. Nice. I've only been using Buildbox for about 2 weeks. How can I make buttons for the UI screen? My first app was a random number generator, and it turns out it wasn't even truly random. So Matt, your first app was an almost random number generator. Nice. And Clip HD, how do I make buttons for the UI screen? So buttons for the UI screen, let me just show you right now, super simple. I just did it. And again, buttons can be anything. You just grab one of these. Generally, you're going to want a navigation button. So like here. And then you can't see it right now because the way this, so, get up here. Alright, it doesn't like it. And this is Buildbox being buggy, but whatever. Here's the button generator. And then over here, the function is what the button does. So you can have like restart. And Clip HD, it sounds like you're new to Buildbox, which is great, welcome. I would recommend going through a bunch of templates, seeing what's done there. Keep in mind that the templates in Buildbox tend to have outdated nodes and such, but other than that, a little bit of information. It's got a lot of cool learnings, and then obviously YouTube videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe on my channel because I have tutorials, game play, devlogs, just a lot of stuff. Where were we? Oh yeah, we were making everything random. And it looks pretty good random wise. And we'll put a level complete over here in a moment, but like first I want to test this. Okay, look at that. Super slow frame rate. Okay, that's bad. We're gonna mess with the threshold here. Okay, look at this. I think that's high, maybe, I don't know. So let's just try that. Okay, so we're back to 60. Yeah, this is just not good. This is unplayable. Oh, I bet you maybe I'm not removing something. Crap. So this is fun. We now get to troubleshoot. Debris cubes are getting removed. Why don't we just remove them? See how that works. Maybe there's too many debris cubes. Layer, debris explosion. Let's just look at. See, 20 to me isn't a lot. Oh, but that's dead. We want if collide. Oh yes, where is it? I'm like trying to remember where everything is. It is the friendly obstacle. Let's go ahead and do 2. Ah, that's 12. Whatever. Yeah, that's not good. I'm gonna try 2. I mean, now it's not even doing what it's supposed to. So what did I miss? Okay, so it definitely looks like something I changed. Maybe the length? Clip HD, yeah, I watched so many videos, look at templates. Yesterday it took me a whole day just to figure out how to move a character side to side. Dude, that's awesome. That's literally, for me, that's the process. Sometimes I have everything correct, but when I preview it, it doesn't work. Yeah, like look at like right now. I think it's a really good example of that. Like I don't know what change I did, but now the frame rate. Make sure you check out Smart Penguin. He's got a cool frames per second widget. Um, I think it's these objects. Didn't I change something from dynamic or kinematic to dynamic? Oh, you know what? The big thing I did do was the game over explosion for the character. Maybe that's causing it? And what else did I change? I changed the decor. Let's so I must have made it. So that's one of the reasons why I try to always test all the time. I made some change. I don't know what it is, but that's okay. We'll just have to troubleshoot. Super easy. You just go over here and you select enemy. Clip HD is asking, how do I make an enemy? But you just go over here and you select enemy. But I mean, there's more to it. That's a step. And then another step is you need to have an if collide with enemy defeat. That'll pretty much, basically you just want to copy what you see here in terms of if collide with enemy, defeat, jump, if collide with enemy, and then over here, level complete, or actually you can see it goes to game over. Then you gotta have a UI, game over. Crap, I'm so upset. I don't understand. I thought I was on a roll, and now I'm not. I'm at like a standstill. Something is slowing this down super fast. I feel like I made some kind of adjustment and I'm not sure. Like I don't feel like the adjustment I made to making the level longer should be causing such a performance drag. So cool story. My beard is finally getting back to its normal length, so you will be seeing me do this all the time now. Friendly kinematic. I mean, I could change this to player only, maybe. Let me remove this. So now I just removed the debris explosion. It was still slow. Oh, you know what? I need the walnut, so the rainbow and the friendly. So it definitely is the debris explosion. And again, this is an old debris node, so maybe I need to get, well, this one isn't old. All right, let's check it out. Yeah, okay. So definitely the debris explosion. But I like the debris explosion, so we're gonna try to slowly bring it back. Let's just grab a debris explosion here. Let's take a look. Okay, and you know what? Maybe it's the ball. So we created the balls and we shot them out because I was like, let's do that because that looks cool. But maybe, wait, that was the player though. Friendly obstacles. You know what we can do? We can change the physics. Well, it's not even the physics here. It's the physics of the explosion. That doesn't even matter. Dynamic. Okay, so this is bad. Let's change it to static. Let's move it to none. Like this object doesn't. I'm almost tempted to move it to none. Let's see if we can even do that. So this is the friendly obstacle. I'm gonna save a new file name. If you're enjoying this live stream and you like seeing the ins and outs of how games are being made, don't forget to hit that like button. I really appreciate it, and it helps the YouTube algorithm know that this content is something that you like. What were we saving? Saving the no physics. Yeah. Let's see. Why is camera different from preview? Well, the camera is different because you can move the camera around. Yes. The camera on the top right, when you click it, it's different from the preview. Correct. That's correct. So this is essentially what you're working with, and in this window, you can move around and look at, oh look here behind in the back. Like you can just move all over this 3D world. The camera, this up here, this button, Flip HD, this is what you press to see what the player is pressing. So like, you can change it to, hold on. And pro tip, whenever I'm here, I always select this button, the camera, and then I look at this. Sometimes I'll even like take a screenshot, because if you move here from this preview, you move the way the player sees the game, as essentially changing changing the entire game. Changing the camera view can literally change it from a 3D game to a 2D game. So always be careful here. Yeah, no. Looking and scouring the internet for free assets is something that you only get better in with time. That being said, it's ridiculously difficult. Like if I were to do the same thing you were doing, it would also take me hours to find any kind of 3D objects. Or whatever. So they're out there. They're just, yeah. I wish you the best of luck. Also use Twitter. Use Twitter for searching. I find is very helpful. Twitter is just really big on things that are happening especially like free assets or something. So Kenny's a big mover and shaker. I'm not sure if it's like Kenny Game Dev, but he'll offer free assets every 3 to 8 months or something. Um, and there's a lot of people actually that just have cool assets. So you can check out cool creators via Twitter, and then that's something I would recommend. Okay, let's test it. So we had slow frame rate. I did not see any debris happen. And I think that is because I set the physics to none. Let's do static and see. WTF. I'm like being so good with my language. Yeah, it's here. It says make an object. If collide with player. Let's do 25. Like I removed the debris and now I can't seem to get them back. What's up with that? What am I missing? Okay, so, oh, affected asset none. Let's just put it back to platform. I don't even know. Okay, I had all. But I wouldn't think this would affect anything. Okay, so it's just straight not working. And you know, when something's just like not working the way it should be, let's go test it out on the rainbow. Wait, did I see something? I saw something. It was like a bunch of lines. Like right there. Okay, I think that could be the objects, maybe? My gameplay is weak. Yeah, I actually think that's the debris balls. I just don't know why they're super small. Definitely missing something. So right now I'm super tempted to start from the beginning because I can easily recreate all the 10 scenes that I had originally in this level. But I think it's a good idea to just like face the frustration head on and try to figure it out. Okay, so when we see here, we see lots of dots, lots of green lines that I suspect are supposed to be the debris. I go here and I get rid of the debris. Now when we go through it, we shouldn't see a bunch of lines. Yeah, see that? No lines. Lots of lines. So I'm just gonna try 1 and 5. I'm just curious. Okay, I think that was good. So I'm in the friendly and that's a rainbow, but that's okay. Okay, so let's try that. I think we're slowly getting closer. I pray that we are. I mean, that's not, that's not what we like want, but it's something. So I wasn't like we weren't seeing anything, but now we're at least seeing something. So let me do one, yeah. That's a second. Yeah. So maybe it's dynamic. See how that looks. Wait, what? Oh, wait, no, this is the wrong object. So I'm making the debris cubes dynamic and affected assets none. So hopefully they just shoot out. Yeah, perfect. It's weird because they look like they're coming from a funny place. This is the player if collide with enemy defeat. Oh yeah, and then this has everything shoot out. Which we might as well do something similar to the debris cube. So debris explosion 0.15, 0.5, that seems really high. 0.1, yes. .15. Okay, let's save it and see how this looks. Hey, what's up, Theus? Welcome. Will you upload my game to the App Store? I don't have a Mac. That would have to depend on the game and if you're cool with not monetizing the game. Only because I don't want any issues with AdMob stuff. And then it'll also have to depend on the game. I would think about it. Be sure to hit me up on Discord. Send me a message on Discord. But if it's just like a simple game, no need to worry about revenue stuff, and everything works properly. Yeah, I'd be open to it. Okay, I don't know about you. I don't know what I did, but the explosion now looks like crap. Is my opinion. Like, I think it looks like crap. I don't think it. You know what? It may look like crap, but the frame rate is good. So let's go ahead and test the game with all these different levels. Block these out. And let's see that frame rate. Like, that looked really weird to me. Look at that debug mode. So the colors didn't happen. I feel like I'm just hitting bug after bug after bug. Okay, there we go. Okay. So at a certain point, it looks like the rainbow color feature fades away. So I'm actually, let's do this. Whoa, what is that? What Buildbox version is this? 3.2. Okay. So what I want to see is where are things getting weird. Yo, that text, that font is awesome. Okay, so here we go. Level 1, level 2. I guess I should call them scene, but it's too late. It's never too late. Like, yeah. Theus, send me a message on Discord. Because if it's something super simple like that, I don't see why not. And I'm also going to talk to other developers who publish to the App Store all the time to get their input, just because. I mean, what you're saying totally makes sense to me. But I don't know if I have a name on Discord, or I don't even know how to find that information. But if you check the Buildbox forums, you'll be able to hopefully find me. I have a question. Oh, somebody's asking me a question, and it's one of those questions where you have to tell somebody to look on Google. Crap, I'll answer that in a moment so that I can be... Okay, what were we? Scene 3. Scene 4. So what I'm doing here is to I want to get a better overview of why things are not working the way I want. What is up? How time goes so fast, which is cool, but I feel like I am not doing a great job in just trying to get my goals done for the day. I was hoping to have multiple levels. We still got time. But... Okay. So this is level 1. Oh my god, it is like ridiculously difficult to look at your gameplay and to see what level you're on at the same time. Like, jeez, I feel so, let's try it again. The main thing I want to see here is, when do the colors not have colors? That's a sentence, right? So 1 scene, 2 scene, 3 scene. Okay, it looks like every 3rd scene. Damn, okay, now I have to buy a Mac. I mean, you have to, if you want to publish on the App Store, you need to have a Mac. You don't need to have a Mac. You need somebody to have a Mac. And I've even heard of people doing it via virtual machine, but they weren't saying that with a smile on their face. I don't know. Zaid Gamer, how did you make the trail? Good question. Let's take a look. To be fair, Brave Warrior made the trail, but it's super simple. It's basically, I think, a spawning cube. Here it is. This is the trail, and I recommend doing something like this for any kind of trail. And there's a cool little ghost effect that I added as well. But let's start here. This is an old timer node. I feel like an old timer when I can tell the difference between an old timer and a new timer node. Here, so every 5.05 seconds. Yeah, Clip HD. I'll get to your question in a moment. I just wanted to answer Zaid's question. Because, yeah, here, so that's the trail. So it spawns a ball, okay? Timer, spawn ball. Now, here is the ball, and this animation is getting bigger via InCube. And this color animation is actually kind of fading it away to like a ghost opaque thing. And then there's a timer. So anytime you spawn anything ever, be sure to remove it. If you do not do this, I have a sad face next to the spawn because it will slow down your processing speed, and you don't want that. So what did we notice? Every 3 scenes, it looks like you lose the color change. And I wonder if that's due to a timer or anything like that. So let's take a look. Layer, if collide, no. Rainbow obstacle, if collide, change these, okay. Oh, I bet you it's something to do with the threshold. Let's see if I can't make this 2Gs. Save it. Yeah, I'll save under new file name. New file name. 2K next threshold. And here what I'm doing is trying to play test the scene threshold because I want things to be created into the future, or yeah, and I want those future blocks to have colors, and that's what this should enable. Yeah, so the biggest issue there is, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a line scene. You know what I could do? I could probably not even need to do that. Go to 1. Here. Oh. Here. 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 Copy. Paste. And then just move. Where's the end at? Over there. So. Yeah. Oh, wait. Maybe over here. And then this is scene 1, grab the rainbows, delete. I hope I'm not going too fast. Copy, paste. Come on. There we go. And actually, with this, I should be able to randomize things. Okay, I totally lost count, but we can see back here that these are different, that they don't have the color. So that next threshold worked as I planned. Now we just need to make sure we count to like 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're at 6. I bet I could even, so this is the thing I do in Buildbox, and it's probably not a good idea, but I'm always pushing limits of what I think I can do and then what I can do. The problem with that is making changes in the future. So Clip HD, which desktop? Honestly, I think if you go in desktop, I think any desktop for Mac is good. I use a laptop and I use a MacBook Pro, and 2 years ago this was top of the line, and now I still think it's an amazing computer, but I don't know how long the shelf life is, like, so we'll see. But I think any Mac desktop would be good. Did you like that? You like that? You like that, Matt? That was it? Yeah. Like I said, I used to do stand-up comedy, so my jokes have only gotten worse. That was, what year are we? 20, that was 2000, probably 9? Yeah, 2008. 2010? I don't know. Okay, so scene threshold has now been doubled. I think that's gonna 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add a complete. So let's go ahead and just grab this obstacle. Go into it. I got a checkers pattern somewhere. I don't know. I keep everything all over the place. That way, I always have to be organized. Okay, texture here. Cool, that's it. Wait, that looks like crap. Alright, so now I'm just changing the texture scale so that we can see. Yeah, there we go. 0.25 was the secret. Oh, yeah, you just go to like literally the first couple of videos on my YouTube. Actually, you know what? Let me try to. I have them on my Facebook too, but yeah, you wouldn't even recognize me. There's no beard. I mean, there's probably a beard, but not like. Oh, nice. A friend of mine just had a kid. All my friends are having kids and have 15-year-old kids. All that good stuff. Yeah, you gotta Google Alcox stand-up comedy or YouTube search, and you'll see it. The audio isn't great. The video is decent. There should be a couple. Yeah, it was good times. But like I would say the biggest thing I learned from stand-up comedy was the idea to try to plan to do something in the span of a decade. So like when it comes to game development, for me, it's more of a 5 to 10 year goal, not like a 1 to 2 year goal, because I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But when I had a full-time regular job, there was very little room for creativity. So I kind of just like delayed pleasure, if you will, saved the money. I didn't get married or have kids, so I was able to have a small little nest egg that I'm able to just kind of focus on being creative on a daily basis. Yeah, yeah. You'll see. It's I hope you forget about it, honestly, because those were good times. Man, I used to, and even then, like stand-up comedy was a passion because I would I would almost do what I'm doing now. I would spend hours. I remember going to diners all over the city, and for 1 hour that I wrote ideas and jokes down, I would have one joke that I liked and would try that out. And I don't know if you've ever performed to nobody before over and over again. And that's also kind of one of the reasons why I think doing live streams and stuff like this is like if there's nobody watching the cool thing with live streams is that what my last live stream I ended it and it was like, oh, 100 plus, like there's a huge difference between performing in front of nobody, literally nobody, and still trying to learn and grow from that and doing that dozens of times. And yeah, there's the opportunity to learn and grow is more than we as human beings give it credit. And that I think is ridiculously unfortunate, but it's true. Yeah, I learned a lot from that. And I bring that to me in everything I do, especially looking for instant feedback. Because when you're performing in front of people, you want instant feedback to know your joke is funny. And I'll be honest, like, I have always considered myself to be a funny person. And back when I used to, hang out with people in people settings, it's easy to be funny, but, I could always see somebody who wasn't funny. And yeah, I don't know, different perspectives, I guess. Where were we? Oh yeah, level complete. I need to do a level complete. Oh, finish line. Finish line. We'll call it level complete. So complete. Oops, no, that's not it. Yes. So I can have these. Oh, I just thought of something super amazingly cool. I'm so smart. Let me show you why I think I'm so smart in a second. Let me grab this one and move this down. Oops, Control Z. And we're just gonna delete everything here. Start, for, and so I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna do align scenes and I'm gonna grab my level complete. Move it like this. Copy, paste to. Copy, paste. Oh man, I'm getting hungry. That to me is, oh, you know what? And let's try this actually too. Yeah, that looks actually. I like kind of, you know what? Let's try this as well. Point 1.5. This one? Nope, not that one. Oh wait. And make this a, there, cool. I hope that's not too big. Need to name this 11. Okay, so check this out. This is 11. We go to align scene. Oh wait, welcome Mohammed. Welcome. So wait, where was the start? Okay, so touch this, level complete, and let's actually do. Let's create a if collide level complete. If collide level complete, we'll just squeeze it in here. Am I adding points? I should be adding points. Well, we'll check that in a second. Level complete. Go here, menu jump. Yeah. It looked like the menu jump was connected here, and then that went to, I don't know what that was. Basically, I'm pretty sure how I had everything set up before was not correct in terms of level complete when you die. So this should be good. Let's actually save it as well. And it's 6:09. Okay, I need to do this. While I'm doing this, in the back of my subconscious mind, I'm also thinking, what am I gonna cook for dinner? Okay, level complete. I don't know, I amuse myself too much with chicken. I had chicken yesterday. I made like chicken. I almost food poisoned myself yesterday. Me and my mom. Because I like to cook dinner for my mom because she was kind enough to do that when I was growing up for me all the time and gave me really good Korean food. And I'm actually an amazing chef right now. Yeah, apparently, and I should have known better, I was thawing chicken out in the sun, which is a clear no-no. And I checked Reddit before cooking said chicken, and it was like big red flags. So don't do that. You know, here on this live stream, we try to give game dev advice and cooking advice at the same time. Okay. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. If collide with level complete. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I think it has to do with this. Yeah, let's try that. Did I hit an enemy? Why is that? I'm gonna disconnect this. Okay, so the upside is we know it's something to do with that, which is kind of annoying because that's like literally very important. But I'm super happy with how everything looks, how the feels, the frame rate, and it looks like around scene 8 or 9 things get weird, so we can increase the threshold to 6,500. I don't think I would actually do this if I was trying to make this game and publish it to the App Store. I don't believe I would do this. So just keep that in mind. Some of the things you see on this live stream are more for show and understanding and trial and error and experimenting and just kind of, you know, having fun with it. So for some reason, if collide with level complete, menu jump, I'm missing something, I'm not sure quite what. And now I'm actually looking on Facebook and I need, what is going on here? Come on, I need to. You ever find yourself getting distracted all the time? Hit that like button or let me know if this happens to you. But like, I don't know. I think I was like going through Facebook and I was like typing some stuff, and I realized all the stuff I was doing I didn't even care about, but it was distracting me from building out my level. So I just closed everything, you know. Let me know if that happens to you. Okay, so here's the level complete. So I am not completely sure. So, yeah, that looks good. One of the things I do when something is literally not working the way I want to, I'll just replace it. So I'm gonna delete this, and again, I don't know if that's the cause, but I'm not ruling it out. Because I got rid of that event observer, I will have to reconnect it up here. And you can see that you don't even see it here. This is an older Buildbox bug, which I think is specific to this template. But if you just hit, oh, what? It's not there. Oh wait, is that the UI level complete? Crap. Okay, focus, focus. If collide with the enemy, defeat debris cube, defeat to game over. This actually should be over here. Crap, we're in this one, right? I have like 3 level 1s, that's totally not confusing. So, interesting. So, yeah, I'm gonna save this under a new file name and then reopen it. I am seeing issues. Oh, look, see, that was the issue I was seeing, was this wasn't here, and now I see it. So I don't. It's a good thing to know how things are supposed to work, but it's annoying. When you know how it's supposed to work, it's not working the way you want it to work. You're ready to shut down Buildbox and restart it, which is, to me, a really good option. But here, it's not working. So I'm like a little confused, but I'm just gonna let it go like I let a lot of things go, and then just keep working. Yeah, that should not happen. I mean, this is the only level complete there is. I'm gonna move it up. Oops, not that one. I'm gonna make it smaller and move it up. Basically, and you know what? Actually, here, let me Control Z everything. Let's look at the game in debug mode. Maybe I'm missing something that I don't see. Like maybe it's there. Yeah, it's not there. Huh. What am I missing? If collide. Characters kinematic. You know what? When something like that doesn't work, I sometimes go the opposite way. What I mean by that is I go to the level complete and say if collide with player. So this is just doing it another way. And yeah, sometimes you have to do this because here, and then it's this one right there. I don't know why I can't get this to work, and we'll see if this even works. Okay, the frame rates are dropping. Like trying to watch the frame rates drop. Scene 4. Cool, that looks great. I think here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here, move this to 3500. Let's test it again, and then however many level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is my number off? Oh yeah, the first one doesn't count. 1, 2, 3. Come on, I gotta be better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why did it say 6? Are these all random? Alright. Anyways, I wanted to do something and I forgot to do it here. This is the floor. Let's go in the floor and let's go ahead and make it spin. Like that is, I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner. And I don't mean like spin a lot. I just mean like spin a little bit. Now we're gonna need to pay attention here because I don't know if it's spin X, spin Y, or spin Z. Okay, so it's not spin Y. That's clear, look at that. Okay, so it's not spin X. Oh, you know what? I was actually kind of hoping it would make the objects difficult level right there. 1, 2. I've clicked on the screen. Okay. Let's just move that one up there. Yeah. Okay. Test, test, test. Oh, let's take off the debug mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm not sure, like, I've set it to align scenes. And yet, for some reason, we're seeing extra. Oh, I'm counting. Duh. I'm counting 13, but it's actually half of that, which is 7. So let's go here. try this. Yeah, I was counting it poorly. So before scene 6, we'll put the finish line. And I'm actually going to hide, oops, I guess I don't need to do it there. The scene level. That was only there for testing purposes, not for real life purposes. So here is delete this one, over here. Okay, cool. Level complete like that. Set this up to be level 2. And then here, you know, I could go in and like just make this more difficult, like why don't we actually just do that? No, I want to do this. And then you go in, do something like this. Oops, pasted it twice. You get really good at copying and pasting the more you use Buildbox, that's for sure. Okay, save it. It's been too long since I saved. What's my water? I shouldn't say water, this is green tea. Yo, Berbo Te Verde. Con chia seeds. Practicing my Spanish. Okay, here we go. Purple, purple. And it's cool because the color changing is all dynamic. I did that on the first live stream. If you're curious about, you do this and level complete, looking good. This is obviously out of fonts or out of, let's go here. Like the fonts do not match up, so that's a clear bug. Let's just be clear about that. That being said, I want to change this right now because I won't forget about this. Which one is level complete? This one. And then we select. Oh my God. There's a bug and I totally forgot about it. So basically, if you have a Mac and you use multiple screens, every time you preview, you'll have a bug that doesn't allow UI buttons to work. If that sounds weak sauce, then you and I agree. So here we go. This is level 2, and I can tell already that this is a lot. Oh, that wasn't moving. So some of them in level 2 are not connected. Yeah, they're not connected to the rotator, so we'll just go in, do this. And this is nice. This is actually what I wanted to get done today. I was super worried. I have small goals, and I gotta be honest with you, it's refreshingly nice to just like work on something that's not my game. Because when you work on your own game all the time, you slowly begin to not want to work on your own game all the time. I think that's just the name of the game. So let's get this. So if you've enjoyed this video and following along this game dev process to remake a Helix jump type of game based off of Brave Warrior's template. Thank you again, Brave Warrior, for more information about those templates. Really good deal. And there's a discount code because me and Brave Warrior are tight. I guess we know each other-ish via the Twitters and the interwebs. But yeah, going through Buildbox templates, especially if you're new, is ridiculously helpful. You know, there's not a lot of information out there on Buildbox, and then the stuff from Buildbox is always painting Buildbox as like so easy to use. And let's be fair, Buildbox is easy to use comparatively to other softwares, but game development in itself is not. Like, there's a lot of things and difficulties, trials and tribulations that it doesn't matter what game engine you're using, you're gonna have to play test, you're gonna have to try certain things, you're gonna face walls and barriers. So, I think a lot of people, when learning and becoming new to anything, playing the piano, it's really good to trial and error and just try everything and just learn along the way. Be very forgiving with yourself in the learning process and be okay with that, because I've been using Buildbox for over a year. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this kind of information in this live stream helpful. I appreciate that because it lets me know that people watch these videos, and leave comments if you want to see have specific questions on how to like make a trail or something like that. Let me know. And yeah, I want to thank everyone, and I'm trying to find the button to end the live stream. Hold on, it's somewhere. There it is. It's down here. So until next time, stay safe out there. COVID's a real thing. Wear a mask if they're doing that in your country. Some countries don't do that, apparently. I didn't know that. Yeah, this is a weird time. 2020 will be one for the century.